would now like to call upon my brother Aleph, Dylan Brown, for honorary lifetime membership.
All right. To light my candle, I call upon Marlo Baker, Ben Scholian, Dylan Stein, Matthew Fairfield, Roman Abramovich, Jack Filer, Noah Amiel, Ethan Amiel, Max Glausman, Gab Cooper, Yvonne, Sam Kagan, Jeremy Borg, Shane Wool, Jackson Mugtinger, and all of the team. To induct me as a life member, and she shouldn't be surprised by this, I call upon my best friend, Sophia Ribnick. 2020 has been crazy, but I was always going to have you sit beside me as I gave this speech. You're one of my driving factors in BBYO, and I couldn't have accomplished half of what I did without you.
Okay, wait, it says Amanda Bergman? By the power vested in me by BBYO Lake Ontario region, I hereby welcome you, Aleph Dylan Brown, as a lifetime member of the Grand Order of Aleph Sigma Tau, our fraternity, 96 years strong. May you continue to show all the people that you dedicate yourself to honor, to truth, to virtue, and justice.
To those of you who don't know me by now, my name is Dylan Brown, and I'm a proud member of Chapter Achim Ezadeh number 1016. I've had the pleasure of serving as your 39th Regional Aleph Shaliach and your 40th Regional Aleph Gadol. Throughout my time in Ezadeh and BBYO, I have learned countless invaluable life lessons that I wish to impart on you tonight. The first and possibly most important lesson I can give to you is to get out of your comfort zone and to take risks. This can be as complex as running for board positions or as simple as going to your chapter program each week. This lesson basically summed up my entire grade 9 year. My first regional event was Lock-In in the fall of 2016 with Noah Dubin. I had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into, let alone what BBYO was. Not only did I take a huge risk just by going to that event, I met a ton of super cool people when Nico went by Nicholas, ended up meeting a girl that I may or may not have had the largest crush on, who became my best friend, and found out that weekly programs were being run at the SRC. I got out of my comfort zone again by going to my first ever chapter meeting, Bohart Elections. It's a very uncomfortable first program, especially when the Ahava girls have you crawl into the room and belt the lyrics to start of something new from High School Musical. Andy, Donsky, and Aaron Avadia forced me to run for Bo that year, and I still think I should have been picked to this day and will gladly fight Cody Klupp for that role. The biggest risk I took in my first year at BBYO was running for chapter board. At my first spring convention in 2017, we entered the Camp George Dining Hall late Saturday night. It was a massive weekend of firsts, first separates and cheer circle, first Havdalah, my first life ceremony. The room was dark and quiet, and I was sitting in the back corner, surrounded by Ethan Amiel, Sophia Ribnick, and Mitchell Garber. Everyone around me is crying, and someone is at the front of the room holding a candle and giving a speech. Josh Donsky, who was Gadol of Achim in 2017, had said something that stuck with me throughout my entire journey in BBYO. This organization gives back so much more than you put in. It's been the best year working as chapter Gadol for Achim this year, and I wish I began leading this organization sooner. This is when I first realized you had to take risks and apply for every opportunity you could in BBYO. I urge for each of you to do the same, take chances, and get involved as soon as possible. It was that night I caucused for Chapter Moray and was successfully elected for the 2017-2018 programming year. I learned the importance of building relationships, and this is with your staff, your advisors, and the other Alephs and B'nai B'rith girls that you're going to work with and attend programs. I learned how important it was to build relationships with the AITs and MITs that you're trying to recruit. I learned how you build relationships with the seniors in your chapters. Andy Strugo, you can keep them retained in the chapter. Most importantly, I learned that the deeper your relationships with the people in Ezadeh and BBYO were, and the further they extended from the organization, the more enriched your experience would become. From spending weekends at Mitchell's house with the Core Five, to awkward first dates where an advisor is your waitress, to every trip to Harvey's and Pizza after programs, our regional and chapter programs will bring us together, but it's the unorganized and crazy times when you're hanging out that will keep you coming back and make these relationships life-lasting. It was these relationships that propelled me forward to run for the 39th Regional Aleph Moray for the 2018 to 2019 year. It was these relationships that also taught me the third lesson. On May 9, 2018, my uncle David had passed away. He was my confidant, my best friend, and I have never experienced a loss or a pain like this. As much as my family and my school friends could be there for me, nothing felt like it was enough. This is when I learned that the brotherhood and fraternity of Ezadeh is there for you when you need it most. As I contemplated going up to spring convention that weekend, my best friend Ethan Amiel showed up to the Shiva to see how I was doing. As I went downstairs that night for the Minion, my regional counterpart Jakob Gloger, a man who I never gave enough praise, was there in an Azadeh sweater. He told me that day how hard he knew this must be, but how he was there and wanted to see me at spring to get my mind off this. It was all the kind wishes and outreach arms from my brother Olaf's and sister B'nai B'rith girls. It was the patience and understanding of Sophia Ribnick, because I had no idea how to deal with my emotions yet, and she was just there, and I can never thank her enough. It was Mitchell Garber hugging me tight as I got off that bus for the convention because I was scared to walk into another camp. It was Michelle Tanner standing up with me to say the mourner's Kaddish on Saturday of convention because she didn't want me to stand alone. The fraternity and brotherhood and organization were all there to support me when I needed it most. It continues to, and I thank you all so much because I would not be here today without any of you. Later that weekend, after Andy and I were kept all night by Jakob with his unofficial life speech, I had the privilege of being elected as regional of Shaliach. This position was the biggest learning curve for me, as I did not understand the idea of Jewish identity or what the prayers were or why we said them and everything in between. I was so lucky to have an amazing Sydney Ovadia, and to sum up our learning experience, it was filled with training sessions with Caroline Levine, long hours at Starbucks, and staying a few weeks ahead to totally understand what we were doing. Needless to say, I absolutely loved my year as regional of Shaliach. Working with 39, with Sydney and the entire Shaliachim team, it was the most enriching experience. As regional of Shaliach, I fell in love with song leading. I was asked the prior year to song lead for my BBYO wife, Maya London, at her mid-8, and it instantly clicked for me that this was something I was good at and loved doing. It pushed me to run for my first international position, BBYO Sings Coordinator, which was odd for someone to go to IC for their first IC, but nonetheless, it's what I did. Serving on ILN was one of the best experiences, and I highly recommend all of you apply for positions that interest you and to go on these international experiences. It was after serving as Sings Coordinator, I was set on running for 40th Regional Aleph Gadol. I knew I wanted to make a big difference and make an impact on all the Alephs and B'nai B'rith girls. I wanted to uplift and inspire and everyone to know that they had found their home. My biggest passion for AZA was to build us back up as a fraternity. This was going to be through cheers, weekend programs, hanging out outside of the 6:30 to 8 p.m. time slot, traditions, and so much more. It was going to take work, but I couldn't be more excited. After being elected, I could not have asked for a better board to help achieve this goal. As we worked throughout the year, I quickly learned my fourth piece of advice, the idea of rowdy versus respect. It was so important because as much as I loved the times when everyone was screaming and having a good time making their own fun, it was also important that we would respect the staff around us, people leading programs, and any guests and speakers. Alephs, if you want the time to be rowdy and crazy, I can't stress this piece of advice enough. They go hand in hand, so the less respectful you are, the less time you're going to have to screw around. After having such an amazing time in IC leadership the previous year, I applied for a higher position that would ask more of me throughout the year. I was so lucky to be selected as stakeholders admin, working with the admin team, getting insanely close with Sam Blauer, the rest of the ILN, and all the staff was such a rewarding experience. From Costco runs, Comay, 42,000 steps, I see this year as one of the best experiences that affirm my love for AZA. And this leads me to my final piece of advice. One that encapsulates my senior year is to appreciate and be grateful for what you have in this organization. You only have 5 years if you're lucky. I only had 4 and I wasted my first right up until the end. Put your all into AZA and BBYO because it gives back so much more. To my brothers in Achim AZA, you can't pick family, but if you could, I would pick all of you. You're the most dysfunctional, fun, supportive, positive, and thoughtful group of guys. I couldn't have asked for a better weekly escape, and I love all of you so much. To Roman specifically, my little for the past 2 years, I have seen you grow much taller, but also I've seen you grow into the young man you continue to become each day. You are the future of Achim. Don't treat that lightly. I pass down to you the ice menorah. You should know what that means. To my brother Alephs, my McGinn boys, the Lorak duo. I always could count on all of you to stop my mind from racing for a few minutes, to make me laugh, and to make sure I was having a good time. From countless nights in Jeffy's basement, Sholian's bedroom, up and down Bathurst, I have a plethora of memories I will cherish with each and every one of you. You all have a place to sleep with me next year up in Kingston, and you better keep in touch. I said I went to retreat, and my brother Alephs, and I truly meant that. To every senior that I have looked up to, Aaron Ovadia, Josh Donsky, Andy Strugo, Ethan Goldie, Rourke Baker, Jakob Blogair. You have driven me, inspired me, and got me to where I am today. Thank you for taking me under your wing, teaching me the principles of A Today, and for making me into the man I am today. To Michael Gallowitz, thank you for teaching me that staff and advisors are here to enrich our experience in BBYO. You've acted as more than a mentor to me and so many other Olives, and I can never thank you enough. To the Advisor Network, where to start? From spending long hours at conventions with hormonal teenagers, to sacrificing weeknights for the well-being of your chapters, to hopping on calls with teens, to making sure they feel included and welcomed. Thank you to each and every one of you for everything that you do. It will never be enough, but it's a start and a token of my appreciation. To the core five, Mitchell, Jack, Ethan, and Noah, or otherwise known as Oh Captain, My Captain, Jason Kelly, Spike, and NDW. This group of guys has become like a second family to me. The amount of memories and craziness that I've been a part of with this group are enough for a lifetime. With Mitchell and Jack living together next year and Ethan and Noah already living together, I feel a little left out. You're all the most amazing supporters in my life, even better friends, and the best brothers. Let's make the Cotty trip an annual thing. To Mitchell specifically, thank you. You've always been so supportive through thick and thin. You'll always be my brother for life. To Sam, Jill, Chasen, Caitlin, and Mia, I've never gone on CLTC, ILTC, ILSI, or any summer program. Nonetheless, you've all treated me like we could have been friends for years and spent a summer under the Perlman tree or on top of Masada. I truly could not ask for better people in my life. You all have such big hearts and are just amazing people, and I love you all. I cannot wait to visit you soon and see you. To Jack Hyams, I miss your cuddles. You have the best personality and are a wonderful human being. To Kevin, Ray, and Caroline, I've said this so many times, but that will never be enough. Thank you for believing in me, teaching me, and trusting me to lead, for running the region, pushing me to new heights, and for working so hard to make the experience so personal and special. I can't wait to continue these relationships beyond Days Today and BBYO. I look forward to future coffee dates. To 39, I could not have asked for a better first year on the regional board with a better group of people. Thank you for being patient with me as I learned what I was doing, for laughing with me after a long day of program, and for giving me the place to grow as a leader. To Sid, there's no way I could have been Shaliach if you were not Shlicha. You were open to our new adventure and willing to learn and grow with me as a leader. We both continued to push each other last year, and you've continued to make me proud this year as Regional Siganit. You truly are an inspiration to so many younger members, and I'm so glad we got so close. To 40, thank you. From immediately becoming best friends, continual inside jokes, and for constantly laughing, for working so hard, going above and beyond, and leaving your mark. I could not have asked for a better group to lead alongside. We really did find our roots, and that would not have been possible without any of you. I'm so grateful knowing as I'm leaving this year that you are some of my closest friends. To Hannah, I love you so much. From bicep curling you in 2017 to now, you have become my best and smallest friend. Seriously, there is no one else crazy and equipped enough to take on Nicaea this year. You were so hardworking, creative, and uplifting. The things we accomplished together, the memories we shared, and the bond we have created are all things I will cherish for the years to come. Take a break and enjoy your senior year. You've absolutely earned some fresh air. To Eric and the rest of 41, you have each made me so proud. The weight and responsibility of the region falls now on your shoulders, and do not take this lightly. Continue to make great strides, better yourself, uplift those around you, and dedicate yourself, as we say, to honor, truth, virtue, and to justice. Eric specifically, you have beyond blown me away. From the introverted kid you were in grade 9 to the disturber you were in grade 10, you've become such a disciplined and discerned and thoughtful young man. You continue to exemplify what it means to be a friend, but more importantly, a brother. I could not have been more proud of the work you've done this year and cannot wait to see how LOR will flourish under your leadership. To Mish, thank you for being so amazing. I know we only got close this year, but originally you were just the butt end of a joke that my dad started after the inaugural Tannerthon at the end of your Nicaea year. But from execs to fall to IC and everything else, you've become one of my best friends. You are an amazing support, an inspiration to thousands of BBGs, but an even better friend. I'm going to cherish all of our 2 a.m. texts and inside jokes. I'll be taking the train from Kingston to Montreal to see you whenever I can. And to Sophia, I don't know where to start. You have been the reason for so many of my experiences in this organization. You really have been there for me every step of the way, and I'm so thankful that my best friend targeted you in laser tag, because if he hadn't, I wouldn't be able to call you my best friend today. I was so lucky to have spent the past 2 years with you. Sophie, you have the biggest heart, are such a source of positivity, support, and kindness, and I would not be half the man I am today without you. You can read my mind, cheer me up with just a smile, and brighten my entire day with a text. I would do it all over again in a heartbeat, and I'm so thankful that BBYO brought me to you. From just a little to WikiHow to nose scrunches, rubbing tummies, and so much more, I really do love you. Te quiero mucho. And with that, fraternally submitted with undying love for Harvey's, Passion, Ted, Ice Cream Trucks, Falling Asleep on Me, High School Musical, Flaming Guitars, Super Bowl 51, Heart of Gold, Dora the Explorer, Late Night Noodles, Ginger Jesus, Room 308, Balcony Hopping, Maureen Dream 2017, The Inaugural Hoedown, Dude Perfect, Barrels, Hashtag Hunt Down, La La Land, Security Guard Tag, Getting Whipped Cream Pied, AIT Jenga, The River Speech, Red Man, 1v1 Dodgeball, Car Rides Down the Hill, Underdog Elections, Jacob's 5-Hour Life Speech, What is Judaism, Construction Vests, Ezra's Flamingos, The Ahava Gavel, Hannah would break her knee bending down, Sydney, What Are We Doing, Weekly Aroma Meetings, Making Human Tables, Let There Be Light, Let My Car Hit That Thing at the JCC, Brothers of the North, Aleph Bromeo, a full polo pajama jumpsuit, regional board meeting on my birthday, the best birthday present ever, Ben's broken knee in the months following, Sings 2019, Todd Shub, 7-Eleven, Avenue McDonald's, Belly Buster, Slay the Moose Dome, Declaration, The League, Game of Bones, Picture Day, Guacamole, Cowboy Hats and White Tanks, Honorary Sweetheart, Flannels, 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 The Cheer from 3 to 132, Shh, get silent. Ben, please cover up and here's your shirt. Mega Bed, Mega Bath, Mega Beyond, Simmer and Deep, Tuna Melt, Wendy's Date, Pancakes in the Morning, Max's Basement, Comet, Not Comey, 42,000 Steps, Costco Trip, Chantilly Happens Here, Matching Patagonias, Floor Cake, Lost But Not Forgotten, You Are My Brother, Virtual Programming, Lock Intent, the Blue Book, Achim 6 Chapter Board, the 39th Regional Board, the 40th Regional Board, Chapter Achim Ezadeh number 1016, Lake Ontario Region number 36, the Grand Order of the Aleph Tzadik Aleph, and all of you. I forever remain Aleph Dylan Noah Brown, your 39th Aleph Shaliach, your 40th Regional Aleph Gadol, and a damn proud life member. To blow out my candle, I call upon Michelle Tanner, the 39th, 40th, 41st Regional Board, and my twin sister, Zoe Brown. Yes, please blow out the candle.